Right, life jackets for dogs. You guys have asked me quite a few times now for a video on this, so here goes. I'm going to cover two different types of dog life jacket. This video is going to cover this one. It's the Non-stop Dogwear Protector life jacket. If you're new here, by the way, my name's Amy. I run Track and Trail Canine Outfitters, an independent specialist dog gear shop based in Dumfries in southwest Scotland. I specialise in gear that's safe and comfortable for dogs. So everything that I choose for the shop is always pretty much the safest option I can get my hands on. Non-stop Dogwear is one of my absolute favourite brands for a lot of reasons, but they do an incredible range which is called the Protector range, and the life jacket from the Protector range is absolutely superb. Now this came out last year. This is my own dog's life jacket. So I'm going to show you one that I would personally recommend because it is the one that I use myself. You'll meet Max shortly and he is going to demo this for you, but I'll tell you a little bit about this one first. So this one pops on over the dog's head and then does up underneath with this Velcro here and then buckles up at the side for a bit of extra security. You've got a really strong lifting handle on the top here, so you're able to pick the dog up out of the water if you need to. You have got a loop on the back here. This is to attach a lead. I actually use this with a floating long line, which I will show you as well. You've also got kind of directional loops here. I call them directional loops. I'm sure there's a different name for it. But basically, when your dog is swimming in hydrotherapy, sometimes they use these to kind of keep them straight in the water. You could use these to clip other things onto if you wanted to. You've also got a little pocket on the back here that you can use to like cram your emergency lead into or something like that. One of the main things I love about this life jacket is the colour. So if you've ever been on a boat at sea or anything like that, you will notice that human life jackets are normally bright orange. There's a very, very good reason for that. It's because it's highly visible in the water. As a huge fan of open water safety, I want to continue that on into my dog. I want to make sure that he is visible in the water as well. Not only so that I can see him, but so that other people in the water can see him. Especially important in open water like this, because he's a brown Cocker Spaniel. He's exactly the same colour as that peaty water. And really important also if you're using open bodies of water where people are using motorised craft and paddle boards and things like that, or if you're out at sea, because other people need to be able to see where your dog is so they don't run them over. And from a search and rescue perspective, this is the ultimate colour to have on. So for this, 10 out of 10 for the colour. That is why I won't stock any life jackets that are blue, green, purple, any of those kind of colours. They just blend into the water. For me, that's not a piece of safety equipment. It's a cute flotation device. What's most important to me in a flotation device for my dog is that it keeps him safe. So it needs to hold him in a good position in the water. That's where this comes in really, really handy. You can see on the top here, we've got Non-stop Dogwear's hex event material. This allows as well for airflow, but also for water flow. And the buoyancy on this jacket is on the sides. Now this is split into sections, so you can see, so it moves really, really nicely. It's human grade Helly Hansen foam. Is the bee's knees in flotation. The size chart for these gives you a couple of different measurements. So you're going to need to take your dog's chest measurement, but you're also going to need to know their weight because that is what's going to keep them afloat. We've got a little bit of flotation under the neck here, and this neck panel is also adjustable so you can get that nice and snug. What we want when we fit this life jacket onto the dog is that it sits snugly, because when the dog is in the water, we don't want this to lift up and we don't want a gap between the life jacket and the dog's back. That puts the flotation in the wrong place and it can actually push your dog's head down. Flotation being along the dog's sides, it holds them in a more natural position in the water. So it kind of holds them like this. So rather than holding them straight like that, which is not really what we want, we don't want a high butt because that's going to push the head down. We want to hold them kind of like this. So the bum's a little bit lower, the head's a little bit higher, they're fully supported in the water, but they can still move freely and naturally. They've got great shoulder clearance in this life jacket. They are pricey, but they are a piece of life-saving equipment. At the end of the day, life jackets, very much like harnesses, leads, long lines, not something I'm going to skimp on. I know you guys want to see this, so let's get Max in his life jacket and let's get him for a swim. The life jacket itself is really secure, so this kind of acts as a harness. He doesn't need a harness on underneath. I've got him attached on the lead and I can pick him up if I need to. I'm going to make sure that it's adjusted properly on the neck, nice and snug, and that it is adjusted properly on the belly there, also nice and snug, because we don't want it to lift up off his back. Let's let him go, shall we? Get in then. So you can see how easily visible he is in the water there. And you can see that this long line floats on the surface, so that's not going to get tangled in anything in the water. This way, bud. So the position it holds him in the water is really nice. So his head's nice and high, but his bum's a little bit lower, and he can still move because dogs' bodies wiggle a little bit when they're swimming. And you can see how I can't actually see Max very well, but the colour of the life jacket is so bright, and I can see this floating long line. He's really easy for me to see now. Hopefully that helped to show you how good this life jacket is. I use this when I'm paddleboarding with him or anytime we go to the beach or anything like that, because honestly he would just keep swimming. Yes. That drying robe is Non-stop Dogwear as well, and it is the Rolls Royce of drying robes for dogs. If you haven't got one of those and you've got a dog who loves the water, highly recommend. The Protector life jacket from Non-stop Dogwear, my absolute favourite. I'm also going to be stocking the Rough Wear float coat this year, and I'm going to do a video on that one as well. Seeing as this is the one that I actually have for my own dog, I thought I would show you this one first. And you got to see it in the water as well, so that's cool. Highly recommend. It's a fantastic piece of safety equipment, and it's designed ergonomically for your dog as well to allow them proper movement in the water. We do have all of those things in stock, both in the shop physically in our Dumfries showroom, but also you can go onto the internet. Open up your search engine, pop in Track and Trail Canine Outfitters, and you'll find it. I've got everything right on the homepage for you. Our summer collection is right there, so you'll be able to find all of the gear that you saw in this video today. It's not cheap and cheerful stuff, but it is safety equipment, so I would rather spend the money and have the good stuff.